Are you in the situation where your competitors on Amazon are outperforming your Amazon product? Well, it might be an issue with the keywords you are choosing. And in this video, you will learn how to find those top ranking keywords, also how to spot untapped opportunities for keywords which maybe your competitors are overlooking. And our guest Shivali from Helium 10 will show you how to do it. If you want to try Helium 10, you will find the link and discount codes below in the description.
Hi, Shivali. I'm really happy to have you here today with me on Orange Click YouTube channel to talk about Helium 10's Cerebro tool and how Amazon sellers could use it to better optimize their listings and also do some keyword research. As always, before we go into it, could you first tell us a little bit about your own background and also introduce Helium 10 shortly as well?
Absolutely. So my name is Shivali Patel. I'm a brand evangelist with Helium 10, and I am an Amazon seller as well. So I sell books and physical products too. Helium 10, if you don't know, is a full software suite tool that has over 30 tools really designed for the Amazon and e-commerce seller. So whether you are just getting started for product research, or maybe you are on your keyword research phase of your journey, or even if you've been established for a while and you are just doing the marketing side of things, there is truly something for everyone. And it's really there to help you sift through that data so you're not doing all the manual work. I know what it's like to do the manual work as an Amazon seller, because a few years ago when I was getting started, I was actually going in, even to find a product, going to categories for bestsellers and subcategories, trying to find something, and that took quite a bit of time. And time in the Amazon space is money, because Amazon is rapidly changing. So what I am going to do today is show you just what this tool can do, how it can help you save time, money, and energy, what I've learned over the last few years through just using the software as well as an Amazon seller, and what you could maybe utilize in your own business to find those top performing keywords that are the top performing keywords for your niche, as well as the keywords that maybe your competitors are underutilizing that you can really take advantage of. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and share my screen, and you guys can just follow along. I encourage you guys to open up your own Helium 10 accounts if you have one, and follow along for your own products. But if you don't, that's completely okay. And I'm sure that after this video, you'll see the full benefits and you'll be excited to give it a try as well. So let's go ahead and show you exactly how to use this tool.
Yeah, while you're pulling the tool out, I wanted to ask, like, in what phase usually Amazon sellers are using Cerebro tool? Is it when they're first launching or when they're already selling?
Great question. So a lot of Amazon sellers, they just truly end up using it for keyword research, but there's so much more you can do with the tool. So for example, you can use it for product research, which I think is really cool. Let's say you already have a product that's on Amazon, right? Or let's say Walmart, wherever the case may be, but you can end up going into Cerebro and then do a reverse ASIN keyword research for whether it's just your product or if it's a set of products inside of your niche, and end up finding things that might be a good idea for product line extension ideas. So for example, you are currently taking a look at my screen for the coffin shelf. This is our Project X test listing. And you'll see that even if I go into my Chrome extension, which by the way, guys, if you don't have access to this, go to helium10.com/extension. It's just helium10.com/extension. You'll be able to add it to your Chrome and log in. You'll have access to a lot of on-browser tools. But if I go into X-Ray inside of this, you'll even end up seeing that right away, we're seeing some additional items. So this is not a full-blown bookshelf. This is a makeup theme shelf. You also have your bat-shaped shelves. Now, these things, absolutely, you can go in and end up finding inside of X-Ray. But what's really cool is when you end up doing a reverse ASIN search inside of, let's say, Cerebro, you'll end up finding the exact keywords that are related to your product that might be showing up in like broad match campaigns, or even that are going to be interesting for your same target audience. And so this is a great way to do product research as well. If you're doing a product line extension, you're trying to expand out your brand. Even when you are, let's say, trying to validate your product idea, right? You're thinking, well, this keyword seems to be doing really well. Let's say you found something inside a black box, right? Which is our product research or primary product research tool. There are many ways to do product research, but let's say you found something and then you're trying to validate it. You could use Cerebro to go in and make sure that there are actually keywords you will want to rank for. And of course, I can't jump into all of that today because today's video is really to help you understand how to find top performing keywords and which competitor your competitors might not be utilizing so you can beat them. But there are ways that you can kind of go in and make sure that there's sufficient search volume for enough keywords that you will actually want to source this product. You can do it for optimizing your product listings that you already have up, right? And even if you want to find keywords for your PPC campaign. So it's really a full functional tool for a lot of parts of your Amazon journey. It just depends on how you choose to, and how frequently you choose to go in and check out these keywords and use them in your strategies.
Good that you mentioned the frequency. So how frequently you as an Amazon sellers check keywords like this?
So I'm obsessed with Cerebro. I end up going in very frequently. So this really depends on you, but whenever I end up having some downtime and maybe I see a new competitor on the market and I want to just test out what keywords they're using, or maybe I'm seeing that there's been a really big spike for one of my competitors. This happened for one of my products recently, where their review count went from 700 to almost not even 700. I think it was like 350. It jumped up to 700. And so when I was taking a look at it, I think by now it's going to be hitting 1,000. That's why I was about to start with the 700. But it's insane that this was in the time frame of a month or two. And so I was very curious about their keyword strategy. And so that is the perfect time to go in and figure out what has changed in their strategy, right? So it really depends on how frequently you want to do it. I like to do it whenever I have downtime and I'm feeling like there's something happening in the market that I need to be on top of. And so it's good to go in. It's good practice to go in and make sure your keywords are aligned. Sometimes you'll find just a couple new keywords. Sometimes you'll find a lot of new keywords. Sometimes you'll find misspellings that you can just insert onto your back end. And so it's really important that you do that, especially with Q4. I think at the time of this recording, not sure when you guys will be watching this, but at the time of this recording, we have Q4 coming up and you have Christmas and the Halloween season. Of course, for this coffin shelf, that's a really important time. And so we want to go in and start making sure that we're at the top of these pages for these holiday themed keywords. And so you'll want to start that a little bit in advance, maybe a month or two out, just to make sure you're ranking for them and in good positioning when that time does come around that people are purchasing for it.
Okay, sounds good. Good tip for the sellers for sure. And when you check your competitors like this, how do you understand in Cerebro if they are like missing their opportunity? Maybe the keyword like does show up in Cerebro, but how do you actually evaluate if they're like doing good or not so good?
Yeah, absolutely. So I always do start typically with my main keyword inside of Amazon. You're taking a look at the top products. And so I'll open up X-Ray. And essentially what I'll do is I'll filter these results that I'm seeing down. So maybe as I showed you at the beginning of this video, we ended up seeing like a batch shelf. That's not entirely something I want to necessarily market my keywords with. So as you can see, I already have coffin pulled up. You can put in a title keyword search for maybe something that's super relevant to your product that will help you just narrow down these results. And so now we're looking at mostly coffin shaped things. And then I'll go ahead and I'll sort it by revenue. And so you'll have your top, as you saw, it went from increasing to decreasing. So if you just click it twice, it'll sort it for you. And then I'll go in and first you want to select your seed product. So if your product is already listed, make sure you select that first. I'm going to select our Manny's Mysterious Oddities first, and I'll show you why in just a moment here. But outside of that, so let's go ahead and just select some additional similar products, right? So I'll select this one, which is a letterboard. It's not entirely a shelf. So you can or can't or would not include it depending on your personal preference. I'm just going to go ahead and include it for this example. This is the same product. Then let's say we want to include this one. We have 5. Let's just select one more here. And then what I'll want to do is click Run Cerebro. Now, you guys don't have to select exactly 6. You can select less if you have a very niche category. You can select more if you want to just get a bigger pool. But I'm going to click Run Cerebro. And what it's going to do is it's just going to take me inside of Cerebro and pull those ASINs directly. And from here, as opposed to individually putting in your ASINs, it's just going to load that page for me, which is nice. So now, of course, we're left with 7,659 filtered keywords. That's quite a few filtered keywords. And I don't have all the time in the world to go through and figure out whether this is a keyword or key phrase that is relevant or something that I want to go after. So how exactly do we answer Lisette's question of, well, which keywords would I want to go after where I could beat my competition, or where I would need to beat my competition, right? Let's start with the ones that our competitors might be doing well in. So what I would first do is type in a relative rank minimum. So for relative rank minimum, we have 6 different ASINs here. What I could do is I could type in, let's say my relative rank is 4, meaning that compared to these, I'm not really ranking as highly. And I'm going to click apply filters and just see how it changes from 7,600 plus keywords. So that automatically narrows us down to 27 filtered keywords, which is really, really great, because now we're taking a look at keywords where your minimum relative rank is 4. And if I hover over that, you'll end up finding that this is why the first product that you select inside of Ask X-Ray is going to be super important, because the bolded one is going to be your product. Now, if you don't have a product, just put in your primary competitor. But here you can see that I have 3 of my competitors ranking higher than me and a couple ranking below. And so my relative rank is going to be position 4. And as you remember, our minimum for relative rank was position 4. So these are keywords that my competitors are beating me on. Okay. And of course, you will want to go in and make sure that those keywords are relevant. You don't want to just necessarily say, okay, well, like my relative rank is 4, let's go ahead and throw this into our listing or into our PPC campaigns. No, you want to make sure that you're opening this up. Of course, coffin-shaped shelf is going to be a lot more relevant for us, because that is exactly what our product is right here. But coffin table per se, maybe not something that we want to go after, unless of course we want to use it for our PPC campaigns. Then you can just select and then add it to your list and divvy out that information, save it so you have it. If you don't know how to do that, this doesn't just apply for PPC, this applies for even your regular optimization keywords. Maybe I know that I want to include coffin-shaped shelf, spooky shelf, coffin wall decor. Coffin table actually could potentially work, right? Because you could put the coffin shelf on a table and it would be fine. But again, that's sort of up to you if you want to, how broad or how narrow you're going on these words. And then I'm just going to click add to my list. You can create a new folder if you don't already have a folder, just type it in and click save. But keep in mind that if you create a new folder and you click save, then it's going to end up creating it and not adding these keywords just directly. So you will need to go in after you create that folder and then click save. So I'm just going to add these keywords to CS, which is my coffin shelf folder. And we'll have those saved for a later date when maybe we want to build out our listing. So that's just a really quick way of finding keywords in which your competitors might be beating you out on. Of course, if you do the opposite, then you'll end up finding the ones where you're beating your competitors and you're just a little bit more in the know for that.
Very cool. Yeah, 2 things I didn't know about the folder yet, so it seems very useful to kind of gather most important or relevant keywords throughout the process, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much. Is there anything else you would like to share with our audience right now regarding Cerebro? Anything encouraging doing or spying on competitors?
No, I believe we have some other videos that we've done with Lisette. So make sure that you guys go and watch those on the Orange Click channel.
So before we go, one more thing. I know a lot of people watching our channel are already quite familiar with Helium 10, but there are always people who are just starting out selling on Amazon. So can you highlight a few other tools that we have recorded videos about also for our channel, and just briefly let us know how Amazon sellers can use them?
Absolutely. So I believe we've done a video before with Blackbox. And as I mentioned earlier in this video, that's our primary Amazon product research tool. Yes, you can go into a store and end up finding products and consider that as an opportunity that you might want to sell on Amazon, but there's truly not many tools like Blackbox because they have very exclusive filters. It processes over 2 billion data points daily, which is of course way more than what you and I can handle individually. And so this is a great way to find products quickly based off the parameters you have in mind. Maybe you have a certain category you want to sell in. Maybe you have a certain parameter of monthly sales you want to make sure that your competitors are selling. It's a great way to find established competitors, established products that you can then go in, enhance, and generate sales or hijack sales from those sellers that are already on the market in, of course, a friendly way. So yes, Blackbox is one of those tools. You also have Cerebro, which we just covered. There's a lot more you can do with Cerebro, so I recommend that you do play around with the tool, that you check out some of the other videos on the Orange Click channel. We have Magnet, which is our keyword research tool as well. But the difference is as opposed to putting in your ASINs, your product identifiers, you're actually going to input in a keyword. So as opposed to putting in maybe our Manny's Mysterious Oddities ASIN, you're going to input in the word coffin shelf. And that in turn is going to give you additional keywords that would show up for the products that are showing up for coffin shelf. You also have things for listing optimization, building out that listing after you've created your keyword lists from Cerebro and Magnet and wherever else you may have found your keywords. You can go in and actually build it, make sure that listing is a 10 out of 10 according to Amazon's best practices. And then, of course, tracking that information afterwards because you want to index and rank for those keywords, right? It's one thing just to build a great product, and it's another thing to drive traffic and actually convert. And so making sure that you are driving traffic to that listing is going to be keyword tracker, making sure you are on top of any new competitors flowing in and out of your market is going to be market tracker. You have alerts for making sure that Amazon hasn't gone in and changed out a dimension for your product, because truly, if you take a look at your profits, 1 inch can really make a big difference. You might end up losing $5 per unit. And think about what happens if you're selling 10 units a day. That's a lot of money. And so there's quite a bit of tools here. Like I said, there's over 30 plus tools. I can't cover all of them in this video, but I can briefly mention the amount of things you can do with Helium 10. And that does truly range from product research all the way into operations and marketing. So I do encourage you to go in, play around with these tools, and use them to your advantage.
Okay, cool. So thank you so much, Shivali, for introducing Cerebro tool a little bit more in depth, and also letting us know how Helium 10 is actually supporting sellers along their journey from really starting out to growing their business. So I hope to see you soon again.
Thank you. Likewise.
I do hope this video was useful for you. If you want to try Helium 10 for yourself, you will find the link and some discount codes below in the description. If you have additional questions to Shivali, use the comment section below this player. And now I would like to invite you to watch the whole playlist of videos about Helium 10 so you learn how to use different tools inside Helium 10 suite.